Welcome into the Blurred Wire. I just wanted to get on real quick. Today I'm going to be riding solo. It's just me today. But I wanted to get on real quick so I could talk about my theory for Knull, because we might find out in Venom: The Last Dance about his origin and if we'll see him later on. But I just wanted to put it out there before the movie officially hits theaters, which is coming in this Thursday. You can see it. I'll probably end up seeing it either this weekend or sometime on Tuesday next week. I'm very worried that they're going to ruin one of the coolest Marvel villains in Knull. We will see, because just the movie looks so ridiculously campy and not funny campy, just cringe campy, like The Rise of Carnage was. We will definitely see. I have to go see it because Venom is still one of my favorite Marvel characters. I have a Venom poster on my wall. You can't really see it from here, but one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time. So I have to go see this movie. Tom Hardy's one of my favorite actors of all time. So it's like you put them together, it seems like the perfect combination. But then it's like, man, what happened? It's like, oh, Sony, they just that was the problem right there. It was made by Sony. So we will see how it goes. But here's my theory for Knull and how I would do him as far as connected to the MCU. In Venom: The Last Dance, a lot of times he says, like, we have something that Knull needs. He's talking about his creator. So the way I would explain it, in the MCU, like, Knull originated from 616, our continuity, MCU continuity that we know. And in that continuity, Knull was just the personification of darkness. When the Celestials brought energy and matter and life to his corner of the universe, he formed a body. And because he formed a body, he became a godlike figure when the Celestials brought all that energy and matter to his dark corner of the universe. So he settled on a planet, called it Klyntar, and creates the symbiotes. But then a celestial seed was dropped into Klyntar. And because symbiotes are intelligent life, we could say that the Celestial emerged and completely destroyed his planet. Obviously, that would make Knull quite furious. And that would explain why there aren't symbiotes in the MCU, because the Celestials emerged to the planet the same way the Eternals were trying to stop that in Eternals. Because of that, we could say that that's what that would have been Knull's origin and why he hates the Celestials. So he would have created the Necrosword, or All-Black The Necrosword, as it's called in the comics. Same Necrosword that we would have seen, that we saw in Thor: Love and Thunder. That's where it came from. And we could say that Knull used it to kill that Celestial that emerged from his planet, cutting off his head. And that head would become Knowhere. Knowhere, of course, that we saw predominantly in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So then Knull would have been planning to kill all the Celestials after he killed that one. Of course, after he killed that one, Arishem and the other Celestials would realize what was going on, and because they can't kill him, because he's a god, and they could have separated him from his weapon, the Necrosword, by banishing him to the Sonyverse. And so because of that, the Necrosword, of course, gets discovered by Gore, who uses it to destroy Rapu and the other gods. But back in the Sonyverse, Knull would have settled on another planet, created Klyntar again, and created all these symbiotes. And because they have a hive mind, Venom could be Knull's key to getting back to the MCU to carry out his revenge against them. And so that could be a cool way. So, like, at the end of this movie, we could see that Venom succeeds and he comes to the MCU, and they might make Knull be the villain for Spider-Man, King in Black, because Knull is just too big of a villain to only be contained to one movie. Like, he is in Avengers, all teams level threat. The only thing that kind of complicates it is the idea of a multiverse makes it a little tough, because it's like, when we think about the multiverse, like, are there multiple Celestials in every universe, or are they like Nexus beings? Same with Knull. Like, would there be multiple Knulls in other universes? Because you could say that any Knull in another universe got created the same way, and he's just a benevolent ruler of a planet. Because the Celestials left his planet alone, he's fine. So you could say Knull exists in other realities, or in some realities, he just doesn't exist at all. And the Sonyverse happened to be one that he didn't exist in. I just think it would be cool to introduce him as originally from the MCU, so that way he has a reason that he wants to get back, and again, to enact his revenge on Celestials. And if you're following my Fixing the Multiverse saga, you're going to hear this theory again, and it's going to be part of why everything goes the way that it goes. So I can't really go into too much without spoiling projects that we haven't even revealed yet. But yeah, so that's my theory for Knull. for how he's gonna possibly connect to the MCU and what they could do with him. If I had to bet money, I'd probably say The Last Dance is going to ruin him because Sony hasn't given us a reason to trust any of their projects. The first Venom was good. It was watchable, I guess I could say. It's still like the kind of humor they tried to lean on, and then just the second one, they just went so far out with it, and they tried to make it darker at the same time. It just messed the entire thing up. And so we'll see. Honestly, I don't think Tom Hardy, there's a lot of rumors that Tom Hardy will come back as Venom. Judging by the trailers, Tom Hardy honestly looks tired. I don't think he's coming back. I think this is actually going to be his last dance. So if they do another Venom, it would definitely be with another character or another actor. To me, he just looks exhausted, like he's done. So we'll see. Let me know your thoughts if you think this theory makes sense or not. And we'll catch you next time.